Okay.
Are we filming?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'm Abby. This is my mom. I was going to have you say your name.
Oh.
Say hi.
I did say hi. Hello.
And we're Motor City Nerds. And we're just going to recap WandaVision episode 4, season 1. And we really... Snarf.
And we're just normal people that are watching it, so she got me watching it.
My cat's gonna...
Forget the cat.
I'm worried. Snarf. Come here.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Mom's getting tired, and she's getting antsy with me. But yeah, okay. So I just wanted to... This is my own personal thing, and I was telling my mom this last night watching it, but the start of the episode with the snap back, or the blip back, whatever they're calling it, was so grounded and so well done. This episode felt like a roller coaster. It felt like you got in and it never stopped. And I just thought it was really well done. And I thought the situation that they used with Monica Rambeau, who is formerly Geraldine in the show, I thought that just the situation they picked with her mom passing away in the hospital, everything about it was very quick and to the point, and it hit home very easily. And it was like, oh, okay, and I just think that the MCU does this very well, and I talked about this in another video. I just think that the way they can always come back to home and show you how it affects the regular person, or affects people at the ground level, or just relationships in general, of people being able to relate to it. They do it masterfully. It's crazy. It's just...
And I like the way they tied the 5 years into the same thing Spider-Man says when he comes back. You know, to Iron Man. He goes, I don't know, what did he say? Doc Strange just said, hey, it's been 5 years.
We gotta go. We gotta go fight on Earth. Let's go.
Because it was 5 years in that story, too. I thought that was a good tie together.
Snarf, please don't act up on
Just
camera.
forget her. Let's go. Anyone notice, though, in these things, the way when Thanos did it and everybody kind of Voldemorted it out? There's the same thing Voldemort did now. They all turn into ash or something. And then they just re-Voldemort coming back in yesterday.
And how come that didn't, affect anybody? How come the idea of,
all them little...
Oh, I'm coming back!
Yeah,
That's, I guess...
Voldemorting in reverse. But anyway, go ahead.
No, but I guess, and I'm just saying, I guess it would be more jarring after coming to and being like, what, than it would be, what are these dust particles that
all are coming back together in my hallway. In front of all the cancer patients, yeah. Anyway, come on.
Okay. So after that,
cat.
It's fine.
All right.
After we...
Go on.
I'm trying. It's your fault.
Okay.
After the blip back and Monica goes back to Sword and talks to the new guy in command and blah, 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 we end up finding out that they don't want her going up in a craft or in a spacecraft, or they don't want her doing any missions that aren't on Earth. So she's stuck doing that. So the FBI calls with Jimmy Woo, who's from the Ant-Man series, to come and see this town. And that's when we get the thing with the cops and all the jokes with, oh, we're from Eastview. And it's just like there's this aura off this thing and this power off this thing that people don't know it exists. They don't know it's there. And Jimmy Woo goes in to explain to Monica Rambeau about how this is a real town, and real people. And
we were worried about that.
So we got that one down. And that he had someone he had to check in on with missing, or the witness protection program, but nobody even knows who these people are. Nobody remembers them. And Monica Rambeau says something interesting, which is, how come we're not affected by it? So we still don't know exactly why they aren't affected by it.
Yeah,
but
why do they know that there's a town there? And why do all those people, the Army, Sword, and FBI, and everybody, they all know there's a town there? And who's in the now that I'm thinking about it, who's in the Special Protection Program? Is it Wanda?
No. He was just saying it was he just had somebody there. So it could be any. It could be Herb. It could be.
Oh yeah, it could be anybody.
Yeah, it could. Okay. It could be anybody.
Scratch that.
Yeah. So I mean, good point. We might end up finding out it's somebody.
Can't be Wanda though, because she's the one who created it to begin with. So anyway,
right, exactly. No, but that's a good point. We don't know who the FBI's, who's their little witness protection person. That's actually interesting. But they do make a point, and I don't know if this is just for the sake of saying it's a small town so nobody would really worry about it or think about it. But Monica clearly states that there are 3,100 people in this town or something like that. Now, I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but what I think they're really saying, but for the sake of just saying it's a small town, nobody really comes here, nobody's really going to think about it, blah, 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 blah. It's not, so nobody really noticed that this has been going on. Plus, there's this weird power coming from it that's making people deterred from going there and or even acknowledging its existence. So, then we get into Monica's drone. So, it wasn't an actual helicopter, it was a drone that Monica had sent in that we saw in episode 2, right? One of those. In the beginning, we saw the drone from Sword that she finds in the bushes, yada, yada, yada. So we end up finding out where that came from. Real town, real people. Oh, Darcy's back from the Thor series, which I thought was really fun. And we
like her.
This is just one of those things where I'm like I said, the connection. The way this episode made me really feel like we're back in the MCU. I thought it was just going to be, oh, we'll see how strong Wanda is, we'll get Wiccan and Speed, yada, yada, whatever. And now I'm like, oh no, we're back. The MCU is back. And it doesn't feel like, same thing with The Mandalorian. It doesn't feel like I got this streaming service as a soulless cash grab. It feels like they actually really care about these stories, and that this really now, especially with this episode, shows how much this is going to tie into the MCU as a whole. But I just like Darcy. I think her and Jimmy Woo had really good chemistry. Like just the actors on camera and everything. Like they were fun to watch. Now she's the one who brings up CMBR, cosmic microwave background radiation, and they start to and that's when
how bad is that?
Well, before that is when she's like, we're just going to cut this down.
Yeah.
She shows up. She's like, none of you know what you're talking about. Here, I found this frequency. Bring me an old TV, like in my mom's room, like she said, which is...
Yeah, we got one of them old TVs. I'm like, I do in my bedroom.
That's not flat. So yeah, Darcy's the one who figures all this out.
Perfect picture.
It's not. It's hurting her eyes.
It's fine.
It's hurting her eyes.
Go ahead.
But... So Darcy's the one who's like, I know what's happening, I know what's going on, yada, yada, yada. She brings up the CMBR, which once again, I will tie into my 3,100 people idea in a little bit, but she says there's this frequency, and she's the one who realizes we can watch this like a sitcom.
Well, she says it's radiation.
Oh, and she says it's radiation, and that's when she says...
And the guy says, how bad is that? And she says...
We're safe. But he says the radiation,
or something like that.
He says the radiation level's safe, and she says for now. Now, like I said, I'll talk more about this in a minute.
No, tie it in right now.
You think I should?
Well, yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I was going to go into it way at the end when we had more things, but okay.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Well, here's what I think. I think that
I don't care.
I think that they're going to take this number of 3,100, and it doesn't just mean like, oh, this is a small town, because that's how you get that point across in TV and movies. I think that the longer these people are in proximity with this CMBR, they're acting like it's Chernobyl radiation. I think this is how we're going to get mutants. I think this is how Monica Rambeau is going to get her powers. I think that being around this CMBR is what's going to start to affect these people, and that might be a way of getting certain mutants. I'm not saying all of them. I don't know nothing. I know
you think that energy field, that power source, that radiation is somehow going to affect these townspeople. Maybe that's why Geraldine was trying to get them out.
Well, I think that obviously we saw her, she just got sucked in. She didn't mean to.
Right, but...
There was no plan in place. She just got sucked in.
But I think there were moments where she... Like I said, remember the crack in the reality where she recognized, I'm here and this is who I am.
Yeah.
And there's something wrong with this town. And there's something wrong with that Wanda down the street.
She knows something.
And she knows who she is.
Well, she knows something's wrong.
And she knows whose vision is.
But she never had a plan. She never had a plan of escape or a plan to get all these people out.
She told those people something because Herb was trying to tell Vision.
But we'll find out that I think she was just trying to help.
Help what?
Them get out!
Right, because she knew it was weird.
Right, but she never had a plan to. If I get sucked down a wormhole, I can't come show up to all the people in the wormhole and go, "I'm your savior." I'm gonna go. I know some shit is up, but I don't know what's happening.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, there's no plan in place. That's all I'm saying. You could just say it's radiation because radiation is dangerous, but we didn't. We keep saying this specific type of radiation. So I think this might be a way to bring certain mutants in, or like everybody else on the internet is saying that it's going to be House of M, and instead of her saying no more mutants, which she does in the comic, she's going to say we're bringing in mutants, and that's how mutants will come in. But I do think that the CMBR and these people in this town being in proximity with it, and the longer they're in contact with it, might have an effect and might cause some of them to become mutants down the road. And I think we're going to get mutants all the time. We're going to get all the mutants. Because if we don't get all the mutants, what are we here for? I love X-Men. Mom loves X-Men. We all love X-Men. And I'll fight anybody who doesn't think Brian Cox is one of the greatest villains in a superhero movie.
And great in Succession, too.
Oh, I can't wait for Succession to come back.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Now, back to WandaVision. Safe for now. Mutants. Oh, you were right. Okay. We argued for no reason. Now the FBI and Sword and S.H.I.E.L.D. and everybody is now doing a web of, let's figure out who these real people are. Guess who we don't figure out who they are?
Agnes.
We don't know who Agnes is.
They don't know who Agnes is, so that was interesting.
So, Who
is Agnes and what is she doing there?
I know that we think that this is Agatha Harkness, but is this... I think that... I don't know if they're going to make her full bad. I just don't think you waste Catherine Hahn that way. But anyway, Agnes, not on the list, not tied in, so we can't figure out who the feds can't find out.
We'll have to figure
Sword can't find out.
We'll see.
You're something. And like I said, we know the Mephisto stuff, but we don't know it enough to just chit-chat all nonchalantly.
All we know is they can't identify her.
So we're just giving you what we know from this show.
We just watch TV.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Now, and this is when we find out through Darcy watching it that Wanda is editing the show as she goes. This is the censoring, where she's cutting out Monica getting chucked out the house. She's cutting out Vision questioning something's up. Like, that's when we start.
Yeah, let me talk about that. Because when Darcy comes in with those other three people, it was interesting to me that one of them was a expert in artificial intelligence, which is Vision. And Vision is starting to connect a few things
what's
here.
the most sentient AI in the world? Maybe the MCU as we know it right now is Vision. So
yeah, he's starting to connect. He's starting to grow. He's starting to question.
So there might be some ulterior motive for somebody to snatch up Vision.
So we'll see.
I don't know. I just want to talk about this really quick with the commercials, because my mom made a good point and I didn't understand her yesterday, but I don't think we were wrong about Hydra being the ones watching. I mean, we might not be. There's a million people in that camp, and they make it very clear to tell us that FBI, S.H.I.E.L.D., Sword, and then they name a bunch of CIA.
Yeah, but Darcy brought in the TV, so if Hydra's watching,
but remember they have
their planet in there.
But remember they have that shot of them going down the hallway with all the different TVs past her, so it's like other people are watching, and other people are obviously picking up that this is a thing. I don't know. So we could
anyway. Wanda knows they're watching, and she's censoring. So
yes. Well,
that's
no. I don't think she knows they're watching. I think
she took that right out.
I think that
they couldn't see what she did.
No, I think that's in her own.
Geraldine.
No, I think that's in her own mind of making this sitcom
because it's imperfect.
Yes, because it's
not.
So
let's take that out of the. Let's take it out of my life. Take it out of the show.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'll go with that.
Okay, that's what I kind of think it is. But the commercials and everything, and maybe it isn't Hydra. I don't know. Who knows? But with the commercials, and we understand like this, they're just like a part of her subconscious. And we had the Strucker who was the one experimenting on her, the Strucker watch, and then we had the Tony Stark, or not Tony Stark, but just the Stark toaster, and it's
nice things.
And she took these traumatic events from her life and made them nice things and turned them into like subliminal commercials. I don't think she knows That like I don't think she really knows exactly what's happening, but yeah, all of those things I get that now, and I don't really think it's Hydra exactly. Well, actually, we find out. We find out it's all Wanda.
Right. She has created a world that she wants to have.
Right, but even the bad things, she's made nice.
She's made nicer, right?
So, and I have seen a little bit of the stuff on the internet of the theory of the people in the commercials. We're not going to get into that. I'm sorry. Now, I really
don't care who's in the commercials myself, but
well, people think it's their parents.
Whose parents?
Wanda's and Pietro's. And it's like, why does that even matter, though? I mean, I get why that would be in your subconscious, but why does it matter? But anyway, that's what people think. Some people are saying that that's a theory, and I'm like, okay, cool, but we're not going to get into it.
They got blown up eating breakfast or something, right? Weren't they sitting around a breakfast table and got blown up?
Mom knows her MCU. Don't let her fool you.
I like them.
And so, honestly...
I mean, that's what happened, right? They got blown out of the... Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Dropped a bomb. All right, go ahead. What else do we got?
We got the whole scene of Wanda calling Monica a trespasser and an interloper, which always gives me creepy... The Dark Tower is one of my favorite book series by Stephen King, and The Interloper, if you know what I'm talking about, from The Gunslinger, it's always creepy to me. It always makes me think of that, and it's always creepy. So when Wanda calls Monica a trespasser and goes like full Thanos and kicks her out, I thought that was really well done. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was really cool. And then,
well, it totally jerked Wanda into reality.
Well, it totally jerked
for that moment. Well, she knows exactly what she's doing.
She knows exactly
and knows exactly what she's controlling.
We've got it confirmed that we know. She knows. We all know now that Wanda knows exactly what she's doing. She's not the villain of the MCU. I'm not saying she will never be, but she is the villain of this show. So she does know exactly what she's doing. But I just think for a minute she was believing her own BS. Like she was really like. I think that she was.
She's controlling.
But I think she was drinking her own Kool-Aid. She was like, she was choosing to believe her made up world. She was choosing to she really was living in that. I think, and now she's like, oh snap, I gotta.
And really, what is the point of this Vision? I mean,
she might powerful. Let me make a comment real quick before we get into the Vision stuff, because that's gonna take a second. But I really liked Wanda coming to full Thanos. You're a trespasser, get out, throwing through full MCU type stuff. But then if you watch, she looks at her kids, that brings her back, that centers her, and then she goes, okay. And she doesn't say this, but metaphorically, she starts rebuilding all the walls, all the everything. Right. And now she's calming down. And yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying it's a metaphor for okay, calm down now. Rebuild my perfect life. Nothing is ever going to mess this up. Nothing's ever
back in control.
And that's when we know you give no F's. You're full going bad. Like you don't care. You want your perfect life and your perfect vision with your children.
And a perfect town and a perfect, and that's the way it's going to be. So we all know that.
So now we're going to get to the Vision stuff. So.
Well, what is Vision?
The jump to when he comes through and he's dead and he has his head ripped out. I was like, whoa! It was kind of scary. I was like, that was cool. It creeped me out. But
was that her coming back to a part of reality because of what she went through with Monica? So Monica knew about Ultron. She's back to reality. She's getting the fireballs going, you're getting out,
It's energy.
So
my mom knows her stuff. We're just using words.
So the reality is,
but no, this
Vision's
is
walking around really.
This is what we want to know. This is what we want to know about. This is what we want to know about Vision, and I really guess I never thought about it in detail like this.
Maybe she's thinking of him when he was dead.
No, it's reminding her that he really is truly dead and gone. Yes. And that's what we want to know is. Are you toting around Vision's dead body, which I don't think is happening. I don't think that's happening. I don't think
she told me somebody said that online.
Yeah, people
that just sounds
dumb. There's a theory that
carrying around his dead body, but it's walking and talking.
No, Mom.
And it's developing.
She can do it in the. She's part of the stone. She can make him do that. She can warp her. She's building a GD world. You don't think she could make something happen with that?
Oh, I guess
she made herself give birth. Like,
oh, yeah,
and that's a whole other
too.
thing. I do understand the shards of Mephisto and stuff, but we're not going to get into that. Like I said, we're just going to get into what the show is.
Okay, well, I don't know what Ultron.
So,
I don't know what Vision is.
Back to Vision. I'm trying to tell you. So, there is a theory out there that a lot of people are saying that she's toting around a dead body, which I don't think, one, Disney will allow. I think that's weird and very morbid, and I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
I think he is a full manifestation that she has created along with the children. That's what I think, personally. But this just goes into, and we were talking about this last night when we watched the episode, was the trauma that Wanda has gone through. And I mean, I'm sure that everybody's understanding that this whole thing is her having PTSD from everything that's happened. And losing your brother, losing Vision, all this stuff. But I never really sat back and thought of how bad Vision's death was, because not only did she have to kill the man synthezoid robot she loved, and she did it, but then Thanos rewinds time and murders him right in front of her eyes, right. And it's pretty. That's pretty rough.
Wanda's been through a lot.
Yeah,
I think we all can agree on that.
Wanda's been through a lot, and
she wants a perfect life, and
so I think she
can make it happen.
But I think with this PTSD and is finally cracking through even her reality, her things she's made. That her PTSD is now even cracking through that, and that's why that's why I don't think it's Vision's dead body. I think that's why when she turns and sees him like that, it's, oh shit, my trauma's coming through even now. I thought I had this under control. I thought I had this perfect life where I would never have to think about nothing bad ever again, and now it just happened.
But she went through that going through that with Monica just brought that reality.
No, that's what I'm saying, though, yes. But that's what I mean. It's like now, but when because she's startled.
So I'm curious. I'm still thinking about, just what is this Vision guy?
He's a manifestation, I think. I think he's a full manifestation of what she's created him from the ground up. And we also do know that there's a trailer and leaks out. We have not looked at leaks. I'm not going to look at leaks. And we did watch the trailer for next week, and we might do a little chit chat about that, but not right now. We're pretending we didn't see that.
We will do a chit chat about that because
that's interesting.
It's going down. It looked like it was Halloween. Did you notice he's walking around in his capes?
Well, did you also notice that Agnes is dressed like a witch?
Yes.
Yeah. But, okay, so the PTSD is now finally even coming through into her little bubble. Then we get Monica chucked out of then we go back to Monica being chucked out of the force field, and all we get out of her to Jimmy Woo is, it's all Wanda. And that's when they figure out, oh, we thought someone was doing this to her. Nope, it's all her. So, yeah. And then we get to me and Mom's favorite parts of the episode. Well, it's not our favorite parts. We just find it very interesting and very cunning by MCU to do. We get Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix jam, first and foremost, over...
I'm from the 70s jam.
We got Voodoo Child going, but I'm waiting for the beginning to drop, and which is my favorite part, and the whole song, once again, just like Daydream Believer, the entire song applies to the situation. Wanda is the Voodoo Child. But I'm waiting for the lyrics to kick in, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hear my jam, because it's my favorite song by Jimi Hendrix, and they don't. And they cut the song even, so that we only hear specific lyrics. Now...
But the lyrics are applicable. Which ones were they? About
I got
coming
it.
Into a new world?
Okay, so we get, I'm a voodoo child, yada, 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 that's Wanda. But the lyrics, the specific lyrics that they give us is, if I don't meet you no more in this world, then I'll meet you on the next one, and don't be late. And then we go back into the chorus, and then we get, I don't take no for an answer. And then we go back into the chorus again. The song is cut in a specific way. So, if I don't meet you no more in this world, in the regular world, because Vision's dead. I'll meet you in the next one.
And she's
that
created that, you know. But the people are real, and I'm yeah.
And then we have, I don't take no for an answer. So it seems like Wanda's gonna be, and like I said, we watched the trailer, but we already understand Wanda's gonna put up a fight for this. Wanda's gonna fight for this. Now there are some honorable mentions that I realized we have in here, which is Vision actually talking about leaving. And Wanda's like, no, we can't.
We can't do that.
And it's like, it's one of the, it's just very...
Vision's interesting, because Vision's like developing.
Vision. And
he's developing.
And now, I'm going to say this, and my mom, I've been trying to explain it to her, and it's because I've said this a couple episodes ago to her, but I don't think I said it on here, is that Wanda's not going to be able to keep both. You don't get to keep the kids you made up and your dead love. You don't get to keep both. You have to choose.
I don't understand that. She made them both, and she's telling me it's the hero's journey.
Because it is the hero's journey. Nobody gets to keep it all.
But if she's powerful enough to keep everybody out of a town,
did Jon Snow get to keep Ygritte? Did Jon
create this guy who's dead?
Did Jon Snow
and have kids come out of her that are already 4 months old?
I
mean, come on.
That's MCU.
You're telling me she can't?
But it's like,
keep them both.
Harry Potter.
This ain't Sophie's choice here. I think she's...
Yes, it is Sophie's choice. You have to choose. Do you want your spouse to come with you, or do you... This is what I think's going to happen. She's going to have to choose. Bring the kids out of this world, or bring Vision out of this world. And she's going to pick... Because you don't get to keep everything. Heroes...
Maybe she'll just stay in the world. How about that?
Well, Howard...
Because I can.
Do you really think that they're going to stay... I already told you they're tying this to Doctor Strange 2.
Oh, yeah.
So we can't stand this. What?
So you can't bring a dead guy out of the world?
Who knows what she can do, Mom? She's like all powerful. We don't know what she can do. She's creating reality.
I gotta see how this goes. I'll have to watch the next episode and let you know.
But Abby says in the hero's journey, you don't get to keep everything. Like I said, Daenerys dies on Jon, Ygritte dies on Jon Snow. Harry Potter has to give up his own life, literally. The hero doesn't get to keep all the good
stuff. He has the resurrection stone.
Yeah, but it has to do with his mom's blood. Let's not go down a Harry Potter route. But anyway, you don't get to keep everything. So, but then again, she's the villain. So maybe she will get to keep everything because she'll go middle
But then
finger.
again, he's dead. So why would you keep him? But
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, why would you keep him? Maybe he can't.
But he's not the
same. He can't live in the real world.
I don't think he can. I think he's going to turn into he's either going to Voldemort or he's going to turn into a corpse. I don't know. Maybe
or just disappear. Maybe, who knows?
But
anyway.
But I think that's, okay, and we still don't know who Agnes is. So she might have, like I said, we're not going down Mephisto routes, but Mephisto, long story short, Mephisto is the devil of the Marvel comics. He's just Satan. So making deals with the devil normally isn't a good idea. So that could be a thing going on with Agnes. So don't make deals with the devil. And maybe Wanda is fully the bad guy. Maybe she will get... Villains are the ones that think I can have everything and never have to give up anything. And we don't... Those are villains. Good guys lose things. They lose, or they lose someone they love, or that's what... They always have to make a choice or something. And it is Sophie's choice.
Well,
I mean, you have to pick between kids.
See.
But anyway, yeah, I just think...
We're wrapping this up?
Yeah, I think we're getting there, but...
I had one thing to say.
Wait. What was I just... Either way, she's going to have to pick between the kids and Vision. I think she's going to pick the kids, and we're going to have to say goodbye to Vision, and I'm going to be sad, because I, like...
God, how many times we got to say goodbye to that poor guy? Jeez.
I do like Paul Bettany, too, and I think... I love Vision.
He's a cutie.
And I forgot, until I rewatched Ultron, that he can pick up the hammer, too. Thor's hammer.
Yes.
Totally forgot about that, because he's
worthy.
Okay, now...
Okay.
Mom.
Before we go, let me say one thing. Just one thing. See my shirt?
Oh, my God. Just in case you see this, Tom.
Am I in there?
You're in there. We got you, Tom. Because...
Handsomest man in the NFL. Go, Tom.
Okay.
Tom and company.
And we are Motor City Nerds. We have to love Tom Brady here, and... No, Tom Brady.
And every woman loves Tom Brady.
I love Tom Brady. He's awesome.
So anyway.
He's a beast. But... I guess we're cheering for
Go
the
Bucks.
Yeah, go Bucks. Okay, we're Motor City Nerds. I'm Abby.
Amelia.
All right. Now remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you think.
And don't make deals with the devil. Ever. Don't even play with them Ouija boards. None of that. None of that.